Hello, hello everybody. We are live. I forgot I was muted. Laugh at me. But welcome to episode 4 of the CFR game show. Stop laughing at me.
You told us to laugh at you.
I told the audience to laugh at you. See, I'm okay with them laughing. I'm not okay with you laughing. No, shut up. Keep silent, tech support. Know your place. Unless we need, unless we need you. Yes, it is. Okay. Welcome to the game show. This is, of course, the game show where we talk about climate change through the medium of pop culture. And today's topic is, of course, Disney, the gigantic company which is someday going to destroy the world. And also has made millions of dollars from their animated movies, which include like The Lion King and The Jungle Book and Cinderella and Tangled and all of these movies. So you can participate in the game show by using the CFR Discord, which you should completely go and join. I'm sure tech support will leave instructions on how to do that somewhere. And you should also follow us on Instagram at CFR Project because we post lots of stuff there, although we've not posted in like a week, which you guys should fix, by the way. But yeah, that is us. So now you might have noticed I have these two buffoons with me. These are our guests today, and we also have two expert guests. But let's start with you guys. Do you want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, sure. Mihir, thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
that introduction. Hi everyone. So I'm Bhavya. I'm one of the guests for the Disney episode. I have not watched too many Disney films, but more than you, Rupert. I also lead the CFR project.
My name is Rubhav. I'm part of the social media outreach team at CFR. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
You watch less Disney movies than me.
Probably, I'm not sure. Let's see.
All your friends to join the episode. What happened to your social media skills?
Oh God, let's not bring that up now, shall we?
Okay. And now we also have one expert guest with us. And that is Anna. So Anna was recently awarded the Youth Medal of Merit from Mexico City's Congress for her record in raising awareness on climate change and motivating youth like us to take action and become involved in the fight. So through her work and experience, she has gained a lot of perspective and nuance about the way the youth sort of see climate change and their perspectives on the challenges we face. And that is what has forged her ability to cooperate with people coming from all sorts of diverse backgrounds. So that is Anna. Anna, do you want to say hi?
Yes. Hello, everyone. It's really exciting to be here today.
Hello.
Hi. Okay. So now the first item on the agenda. So of course, you guys are probably wondering what's the link between Disney and climate change, because those are two very different topics, right? However, we have the answer for you in what we call Tall Talks. So I'm sure if you've attended the other episodes, you'll know what these are, but these are short video clips of sort of speeches, which effectively show a connection between the pop culture world and the real world. And after that, of course, we're going to discuss what was said in the Tall Talk, and all of us are going to provide our viewpoints on it. So you should pay attention. So without further ado, let me just figure out how to share my screen. All right. I think you can see my screen now, tech support. Lovely. Yeah, without further ado, here is the Tall Talk.
The tsunami which sunk Atlantis. The fire which brought Shere Khan to his demise. The blight which forced Moana to journey through dangerous oceans. Disney movies are full of disastrous natural events, which our characters must survive, fight, and sometimes succumb to. We face many of the same issues as Milo, Mowgli, and Moana. Floods, fires, and droughts affect our world in severe and observable ways. However, the threats of these very real climatic events are not taken as seriously as their Disney versions. The primary reason for this is that we face more than one massive issue in the real world. Poverty, war, discrimination, and nuclearization are all present in the real world, but not in Disney movies. The problems which we as a society choose to tackle will shape the direction in which the world moves. This puts voters in the awkward position of having to decide which issues they feel most strongly about. So what is the biggest problem faced by humanity today? The climate apocalypse is a hypothetical scenario in which global warming reduces the Earth to an inhabitable state. Lethal heat, intense storms, and droughts which rip through the population and infrastructure. These are only a few of the impacts which a climate apocalypse would have, but they would all result in the death of the Earth. However, the climate crisis is not the only crisis which could destroy our planet. The risk of nuclear weapons has been known for more than 50 years, which led to both the USA and the USSR adopting a policy of mutually assured destruction, where they both declared that a nuclear war could have no victors. Albert Einstein himself predicted the demise of human society in the advent of a nuclear war. Could his prediction be correct? The COVID-19 pandemic exposed the fragility of society's most basic systems. Life was disrupted to an almost unheard of degree. Millions of people died, with hospitals crammed with bodies. Another pandemic could be even worse, being more deadly and more contagious. Perhaps then the biggest issues facing our planet are diseases. One way to scale the severity of a problem is to look at its solutions. And in this regard, we can see the true severity of climate change. There is no quick fix to global warming. No vaccine which can be developed in a year. No peace talks which can be arranged in a day. Fighting climate change involves adapting every part of our society to become more eco-friendly. And this is no easy task. The estimated cost of fixing climate change ranges up to $50 trillion, more than any other issue. Maybe it's also worth taking a step back from global issues and looking at more widespread local issues. Discrimination plagues the world in the form of racism, sexism, and homophobia, among many others. People around the world are killed for expressing their identities. People around the world are killed for being themselves. Perhaps ensuring that discrimination is eradicated should be considered a more important issue. After all, how can we as a society cooperate and fix global issues if we stand so divided already? There are several points for both sides in this debate. Climate change could destroy the world in the long run, but a nuclear war could destroy the world with just the press of a button. Diseases can rip through society's most basic systems. However, a climate change-induced food crisis could do exactly the same thing. Millions of people would be killed if climate change spiraled out of control, but millions of people are being killed even today due to bigotry. There's no denying that climate change is a massive issue, but is it the biggest? There are several points for both sides in this debate. Climate change could destroy the world in the long run, but a nuclear war could destroy the world with just the press of a button.
Okay.
So we played the wrong video. We played the raw clips instead of the actual talk.
Oh my God, Bhavya, what is this?
This is tech support's fault.
Yeah, this is, I mean, he was the tech supporter.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, anyways, I think we got the basic point across. The basic debate we're gonna have is climate change the biggest issue facing the world? So let's start with our guest here. Bhavya, what do you think?
I do think that climate change is the biggest issue.
Why?
Okay, so the thing with climate change is that, unfortunately, like some of the other issues facing the world, the impact is going to be, faced by almost every single person on this planet. And it's not going to be as obvious and as visual as some of the other issues that were discussed, right? If there's nuclear war, people are going to know about it, governments are going to try to fix it, and everyone's going to try to prevent it, right? You think about poverty, you think about health and disease, right? We've come a long way, with the help of the United Nations and with the help of so many international organizations to kind of eradicate those problems from our world. And we've made successes in a lot of places. But climate change kind of remains one of the only issues where we know it exists. We know it's very long term. We know the effects are disastrous, but because many of us don't see it and we don't see the alarming rate at which it's happening, we don't do a lot to try to fix it.
What do you think, Prabhav?
Now, Bhavya has made a very good point, to be honest. But I believe climate change is not the most pressing issue that we're currently facing. Of course, there are things that are happening in the background, but we do not see them on a daily basis. But I believe educating people about climate change or education in general is one of the biggest issues faced by the world today. Because once you like, if you try talking to people and asking them what do they understand by climate change, sometimes you'll find that not everybody knows what's going on. And then there's nuclear war that was discussed in the Talk video. Nuclear war is an event that could take place at any time because of the political tensions across countries and major superpowers nowadays. We do not know when it could take place, and all it takes is a push of a button, and then there's no planet to fight for, right?
Yeah.
So I believe these two issues are more pressing than climate change at the current time.
All right. Let's turn to our expert guest, Anna. What did you think of the Tall Talk, and what do you think of the question at hand?
Thank you. Thank you so much for the question. I think it's a really, really interesting topic, and there's actually a really funny coincidence here, because just about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I started reading this book that actually talks about existential risk. So if you had asked me this 2 weeks ago, I would have said climate change is the biggest risk we're facing. However, this book has really changed my perspective on what's at stake with additional issues, right? So, for example, this book talks about existential risk due to climate change. It's an important risk, right? 1 in 1,000, but there are some additional risks that sometimes we don't talk about so often, such as engineered pandemics. We also have underlying artificial intelligence. Sorry, it's very early here. My English is just starting off. But there's actually a lot of studies that go around this, because I think we as humans, as humanity, actually, we have a responsibility to our past and to our future to really make sure we continue for millions of years more. Like we keep thinking like, oh, it wouldn't be so bad, for the planet, but there's many things to consider, right? I do think climate change is a very, very complex issue. It's actually the issue I focus on the most, because as it was mentioned in the video, there's no easy solution, right? And there's no solution that we post today and we will see the results today. We will actually see the results in the long run, which I think sometimes is harder to lead politics or to lead society to really change and act, but it's a really, really pressing issue. And I do think the existential risk posed by climate change will continue to increase and increase as more science and data keeps being discovered, and also because we are reaching warming levels that are above previous projections, right? However, I do want to talk about what you were talking regarding nuclear war. According to this author that I was talking about, Toby Ord, he actually puts about the same risk for humanity with nuclear war and climate change. And the thing about nuclear war, as you said, it's that one decision, the decision of one individual, just with the push of a button, can start the war. There's actually this story from Cuba during the Cuban Missile Crisis, that there was this submarine that was really, really deep down, right? And they were like, oh, you know what? No, the war has started. We need to push the button. We need to launch this nuclear missile. And they were about to, and there was just this really, really small coincidence that one of the leading commanders was on that submarine, and he said, no, I don't approve this. We're not going to launch this. And once they surfaced sometime later, they realized that the war wasn't actually like, there weren't any missiles going on, and they would have actually caused a really big disaster, and an existential threat right in that moment was as big as it's ever been, right? Because something important is that nuclear war is not only about, the issue with nuclear war is not only about when you drop the bombs, how many people die, but actually how everything is destroyed, how much particles go into the air, and they can create a nuclear winter. So that's where it becomes this existential risk of actually making the earth inhabitable, right? So I think there's a lot at stake to really mention, okay, which one's the biggest risk, but we do have to focus on climate change because we all play a role in it. However, I think it's really interesting to start talking about these other existential risks and how we all play a part in reducing this risk.
Actually, we were talking about that story about the Soviet submarine between ourselves earlier. Yeah, just before this episode. It's a fascinating story.
The thing with like, that was one of your main points as well, like why nuclear war. It's like, it's very unpredictable, I suppose, as any
Definitely.
war is, and like, people will like view that as the biggest issue, right? For me, it's like, obviously that the Cuban Missile Crisis happened. I believe it happened because of like some miscommunication with like radio or something.
I mean, essentially,
Yeah.
what happened was Cuba ordered missiles from the Soviet Union and they were stationed in Cuba, and the US did not like that. But then later on, they agreed, they figured out an agreement. But
Right, okay.
I suppose,
Yeah.
yeah, poor communication is
Yeah.
one reason.
So I just feel like, it is a lot of power in the hands of one individuals. But these superpowers definitely have systems and structures and protocols in place, especially in the 21st century, reinforced by very excellent communication to kind of minimize the risk of nuclear war. Nuclear war and lots of other types of issues like these, for example, a more dangerous pandemic in the future, right? They still, for me at least, they remain a what if scenario. They're always
But,
it
okay,
could be.
hang on, let's look at the diseases. Is it really a what if or is it a when? Is it an if or is it a when? Because when you look at what's happened in just the past decade, we've had so many epidemics. We've had one pandemic, of course, but we've had so many diseases break out. We had the Ebola, we had swine flu, we've had SARS and MERS in the last 20 years. We had Zika for a bit. Do you not feel that maybe when it comes to diseases, there's a certain inevitability about it?
There's always a maybe though. I mean, it's always plan. Okay, here's the thing, right? Yeah, you are right. It is a question about when, because we've seen enough outbreaks in the past, few years, to know that they keep happening and they will keep happening.
Yeah.
But the fact is that climate change is happening right now, and
I
it's going to
think-
keep happening for the next many decades. Diseases, they come and they go in a few years. I mean, at least the outbreaks.
I think earlier Rupert was saying that, this is one of the reasons why climate change might be less of an issue, because we know about it. We have the data, we have scientists, we know so much about climate change. We know the projections, we know who it could threaten, who it could harm. And maybe that the fact that we know what we have to do to fight it. In your opinion, Rupert, would that make it easier?
Exactly. We have the theory in place. We know what we need to do to counter climate change. The only problem is when it comes to implementation, not many world governments are ready to unite and combat climate change on a grassroots level. I mean, everyone has the resources, right? China has a good economy, Russia not so much now, but US has a good economy. India has a very fast growing economy. We have the access to resources to stop or at least reduce climate change or fossil fuel emissions, etc. But we're not doing it. Right. We're not doing it because we're too constantly focused on other issues. For example, like US is constantly worrying about when Russia could nuke US, or the tension between the USA and China.
So do you think, like, if we summarized it, could we say that maybe a disease or a nuclear war, it would be deadlier, but it would be more unpredictable, but it's less likely. Whereas with climate change, it's a certainty, but it's longer term and so more predictable. So, okay, that's those 2 or 3 major ones. Let's look at let's take another one. Let's take poverty. Let's look at what?
I think I would really like to hear what Anna has to say about this, about what we just discussed.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'd actually love to participate there because I think it's a really complex issue and it's really interesting. And I think something that needs to be taken into account when we try to solve it is that there are many interests that limit action, right? And that's what's making it so complicated and also so frustrating for us who are younger, and we see it and we're like, why are they not acting? Like, we know what's happening. We know what needs to be done. Why is it actually not being done? Like, is it not obvious that we're in a climate crisis? But I think what really makes me mad about this issue about climate change is how we do know what we need to do, but interests get in the way, and they are prioritized, these interests, these economic interests, over the livelihoods of people who live in coasts, who live in areas that are becoming hotter and hotter. And eventually it will also come and affect these people really greatly. And I don't think they're having this long-term vision to take into account what's going to happen to them if they keep prioritizing their interests above the long-term solutions and the long-term like survival of humanity, right? And I think something that's really interesting to consider, for example, just putting this specific, because climate change also relates really directly with social issues, right? So for example, there's a lot of migration and then it causes like social tension in different areas. And there are many estimates that in the following decades, the main reason for migration from Central America and South America to the United States will actually be climate change. It will be lower crop yields, problems are in agricultural fields due to climate change. And we have this whole social issue regarding the border and, many people migrating from Central America to the US. However, the people who mainly caused this issue, I'm going to go into some controversial things here, but I think it's going to be an interesting discussion. But the people who mainly caused this issue, historically, the people who have emitted the most are actually these countries, right? The United States, for example. So it really puts into perspective and it makes us think about the ethics of this issue, because those who create the problem are not the ones who are facing the worst consequences.
Actually, we spoke about this in a few other Tall Talks in some other
Yeah.
episodes.
Right.
But for now, I'm going to ask the audience. So you guys have watched the talk, you've heard our discussions. What are your opinions on this? Maybe Atharva, would you like to talk?
Two of us.
Yeah, there are two of you. One of you, would you like to talk?
I may have joined late and I haven't watched the talk, so it has to be the other one.
All right, other Atharva Udsal, would you like to talk? And give us your
Otherwise,
opinions.
it's just like pointing, like taking them out from the audience.
I mean, I really love the discussion. It provided like many great insights. But I agree on the point that both are pressing issues. But like Mihir said, one is more well aware of it's been in the long-term climate change and it's been a long time coming. And nuclear war, it could be started with just a button. And then, like Ruben said earlier, it's all about education. The more people are aware, the more they know, the better aware they'll be about the situation and better ready to combat it. So
Definitely.
I don't have any contributions to make, but just soaking it all in for now.
All right, that's okay.
That's all.
Thank you for participating anyways, it's very important to us. Okay, so I think with that, we can wrap up our Tall
Anna's
Talk
recommending a
discussion.
book, actually.
Oh, Anna's recommended the book which she was reading about the existential threats. If I guess we should buy that,
Yeah,
Hard is
add
like,
it to the collection.
yeah, add it to the two books we already have here. But for now, I think we should end this Tall Talk discussion and move on to the next item in the agenda. Do you guys know what that is?
Scavenger
It's
hunt.
the scavenger hunt. It's a game which we're gonna play. And the audience is gonna play too. So if you'll just give me a second, I'm just gonna pull up the description for what I have to say. Oh God. Okay. I don't understand how MacBooks work. I'm sorry. But okay. The scavenger hunt. The scavenger hunt involves 69 Disney themed different tasks. Yeah, that was intentional. All of you who are registered can head over to your team channel on the Discord server and you will gain access to the tasks. Each task has a point value. Some tasks are worth more than others. And the more high value tasks you do, the more points you will get and which will be added to your score, which you can check on the leaderboard. So meanwhile, we are going to be looking at some of the tasks and we are going to be
Trying to do some of them as well.
trying to do some of them.
We have about 20 minutes, is that right?
Yes.
20
Yes.
minutes.
You have the name? Like,
No, we
yeah,
don't
we
because
we
tech
do
support
actually.
hasn't sent it.
We have the Canva.
Oh,
Just open Canva.
how? Okay.
It's called a browser.
Canva.com.
There you go.
Forgive me, everyone. I'm slightly incompetent.
Slightly is an understatement.
Tech support. Calm down.
Yeah, just
Um,
down, it should be-
Okay.
Yeah.
Lovely. Which one is this?
Anyone. Yeah.
Right, let's go for
Yay.
scavenger hunt tasks 1.
Oh my God. Should we pick out some of the like the interesting ones?
Sure, I'm
Let's
guessing
try
they'll be at the
it out.
bottom.
There's,
Can I do this?
yeah,
button?
yeah.
Okay, all right, so I hope Atharva and Atharv, you guys are looking at the tasks right now on the Discord server. so we can send them. But for now, we are going to look at some of them ourselves. Should we?
Can like tech support send the link to the task in Zoom chat?
Yes, tech support, you should do that.
Your internet is gone, so text.
Should we maybe share our screen or something and show them?
Yeah,
Yeah,
go to
yeah,
slide
yeah,
share,
yeah,
go to
yeah.
slide share.
Lovely. Okay, how do I?
Yep.
My struggles with macOS continue, everyone. It's been like this since the
Maybe
very
that's the
first
biggest issue.
episode.
Our world is facing.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, Windows, Mac OS, one.
Okay, I'm not going to share sound. Should I optimize the
Yeah,
video clip?
sure.
Okay. You can see some of the tasks which we have.
If you scroll down, there's a task, but like, there's some really interesting tasks that we can discuss.
Let's go to the very last task, task 69, since that is what, that's a funny number, you know? Role play the conversation.
Oh God.
Record the conversation as Wally. Must be a
You go
video
ahead first.
recording.
You go ahead first.
All right, I will. Can I move this?
Yeah, you
laptop?
can. Yeah,
I think without disconnecting with it.
yeah. It'll work. You know.
Yeah. Whoops. Okay.
The set is broken, please someone else.
Tech support to the rescue. Okay. Javier, I'm just gonna remind you that you said this would be fine.
Yeah, it is fine. I don't know why we need to fix it. Nothing's broken.
Basically breaks.
Tech support is helping us. But okay, in the meantime, I'll record the conversation as
Put it
Wally.
in the middle. We can see it as well.
Sure, why not?
There we go.
Just go and create this.
Woody says, "Hey Buzz, you're flying.
You
This
did.
isn't flying. This is falling.
No,
like
you need to
stuff."
record this Wally.
How do I do that?
Hey, guys, you're flying. Is that how Wally speaks?
I know he was like, Wally. Oh, this whole set is falling apart. This
Is that how Wally speaks? I don't know how Wally.
it's all in bedlam. I know Wally goes like, Wally.
Let's look at the.
Let's look at another one. Sing the song Circle of Life. Can we do that one? Will Disney sue us for
Send
copyright?
that joke, send that.
Place your bets in the chat. Tongue twister. Say the tongue twister 3 times within 12 seconds. Picky people pick Peter Pan peanut butter. Tis the peanut butter. Picky people pick Peter Pan peanut butter. Tis the peanut butter. Picky people pick peanut. Oh,
Oh,
God.
that was so close. Okay.
Ah,
Picky people.
I'm
pick
actually pretty impressed how you managed that. I think I would have done way worse.
peanut butter. Picky people pick. Picky
Ubhav, send the dad jokes.
peanut butter.
You're the one for this. This is yours.
you did, yes.
Oh my God, I got that right.
Wait, we have a
Congratulations.
request for dad jokes. We got.
Oh.
Dad
Is there a
jokes.
dad joke
Go
task?
down, go down, go down. Send dad
Send
jokes.
dad jokes. Send these dad jokes to 10 people
It's
in your
so bad.
chats. All right, Robhub, would you like to like say these out loud in your dad style?
You wanna-
Let's do that. Where's my?
Oh, we're doing this for real.
Yes, we're doing
real
this for
time.
real.
Which is the cow's favorite Disney film?
Send these dad jokes to 10 people. That's.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Why did the lions go to Simba's naming ceremony? Because it was the main event. Oh, by the way, Atharva, you should be trying these for
Hey, that
yourself
tag
right
doesn't
now.
count.
Okay?
That's a CFR.
And hang on, these people will post their evidence in their Discord channels. Is that right, tech support? That is right. So I hope you're posting stuff there. We might go and review your tasks later.
To give you
um,
the points, yeah.
Yeah, to give you the points.
There's a pretty interesting one here about like
Their
celebrities.
crosswords and word searches.
This
Why
is-
doesn't Anna try the conversation?
Yeah, actually, Anna, do you wanna
Anna,
try-
do you want to try the tongue twister?
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
we have a-
Let's see what I can do. Okay.
This one is too difficult. Wait, do the
Yeah.
one which we
Okay,
did.
fine.
Yeah, this
All
way
right.
it's a fair fight, you know?
Okay. I'm gonna try. Ready? Picky people pick Peter Pan peanut butter. It is a peanut butter picky people pick. Picky people pick peanut butter. It's a peanut butter picky. This is so difficult. Okay. Picky people pick peanut butter. Peter Pan.
There's anyone from the audience, right?
So I think so far we've got the orders, like Bhavya did it perfectly, I did it badly, and then Anna did it a little worse. Rupab, you haven't done it yet. So it's your turn.
Your turn.
I made some of these, so I had some practice.
Cheated,
Yeah.
disqualified.
He cheated, yes.
Yeah, that gives you an advantage, definitely.
How dare you, Bhavya, have some tea.
Let's make Atharva do it. I think I want to see.
I would like to see Atharva do that as well. So
Any of the other.
after Rupab though, Rupab, you go
Oh
first.
God. Picky people pick Peter Pan peanut butter, this the peanut butter, picky people pick picky. I can't.
Okay, so Rupab, you didn't even finish. You're in last place, Rupab.
I am very bad at tongue twisters.
I think it's really like the second time around because you read it the first time and you're like, I got this, you know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's just-
exactly.
And then the second time around, you're like, what?
You get
This is an interesting
overconfident.
one. Assigning 7 celebrities to each of the 7 dwarfs.
Oh dear.
Oh,
I could not do this one because I don't know enough celebrities.
Okay.
Your favorite is Emma Watson. Where do you think she should go?
I don't know, like
Happy.
no, but like no one fits any of these.
I think, okay, do you guys know
Doc,
any
it'd be
like,
who's Doc? Who's like a doctor? Who's
What?
dopey? Like Doc?
we should maybe, does Anna have anybody that she would like to?
Okay, yeah, Anna, do you know like
See, I'm trying to think.
Sneezy, Sneezy? Is this
Grumpy, you know J.K. Simmons? I think he would really fit in with Grumpy.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Exactly.
just pretend.
JK?
I'm scared about saying anything because I have a feeling these celebrities will watch this, even though they definitely won't. Unless they get mad at us.
I feel like who's always like
Who's sneezy? It has to be someone who's like,
Always the cold.
always on the
I was gonna say had COVID, but okay.
You know what? That's not a bad idea.
In which case it's our tech support.
Yeah, but they're not celebrities.
Yeah.
Oh, true. Sorry, tech support.
Who's dopey?
You'll get there someday.
Who's dopey? Who's like a really
We have a request.
Yeah.
Somebody says that we should assign 7 CFR members to each of them because we can't assign them.
Ooh.
Oh, that's
Oh.
easier.
Okay, so
That's way easier.
Sleepy is easily Pavya.
Excuse me, Abia, she was sleeping today.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she
He's
was.
currently sleeping.
That's her defense. Do you guys believe it? I don't.
I don't believe.
Anyways,
Grumpy,
that's probably also Abia.
yeah.
Yeah,
Doc, also Abia.
yeah, also Abia. I think she's also
No,
dopey.
Sneezy has to be Shreya. She's always sick.
Sneezy. I don't. How do you know that?
Whenever we have like a CFR card, she's always sneezing.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
I think Happy is probably
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Ansh
yeah.
or
No,
Tia.
happy
Ha-
is great.
Aunt Happy.
Happy is great.
Happy has to be him.
Ansh is like dopey.
Which is like.
Oh yeah, you are. So never mind. Ansh is bashful.
No, Bashful sounds like RuPaul.
Bashful.
Actually, yeah.
Maybe.
He even looks like you.
Whoa.
You think the acting is the most bashful way possible.
Yeah, you're like maybe.
Who's grumpy?
Me. No, Abia. Yeah, it's Abia. It's
It's a
Abia.
beer.
Abi's not. Abi's never grumpy though. Who is always grumpy?
You,
It's me.
Yeah, you're always
Ved
grumpy.
actually. Ved
I'm-
always complains.
yeah, they always.
Ved, you're a real grouch.
Thank you, Neil.
You're welcome. Anna, do you have any like maybe any of the people you work with who you'd like to call out right now?
I feel like that would be they're just like putting myself at risk since you guys don't know them, and if they watch this I can be like, why did you call me from? But I think Danny, who you had a host here a couple shows ago, or yesterday, I think she would be sleepy for sure.
Ooh.
Definitely.
Okay.
Hear that?
And we also have Kevin and Ivan, you guys know them. Oh, I think Ivan would be happy. Ivan is always like in such a good mood. I think Ivan would definitely be happy.
Very happy, yes.
Yeah.
Ash is happy.
Should we go?
And maybe Kevin would be Doc, like he's always so formal and he knows so much.
Actually, yeah. Tech support, is anyone in the Discord server, have they posted any of their scavenging? Why have you not been checking this tech support? It's literally your job.
Can we do this one?
Reenact Simba's christening.
Yeah.
Hold up a partner or stuffed toy like shown and take a photo with them. Sure, who wants to be Simba?
I can pick up Miguel.
We have started getting
We're not.
responses.
Oh, we have.
Unforeseen.
Uh,
I can do it with that Dumbledore figurine we had.
you actually want to do that?
Do you
Why
want
not?
it? Okay, yeah, I'll go get it.
Making a fool out of myself on camera. What is this?
Alright then.
It's the circle of life. Wait, did you say you're going on, you're sleeping?
I'm going to sleep.
Hello, tech support. Throw this in.
No, I love that picture.
I'll lightly toss it at
You
you.
know the finding the task.
No, this one's impossible.
Oh, yeah,
It's-
we
no,
should,
it's
we should do this.
This one is way too difficult. I don't even know what they look like. I know Bhavya is a massive Snow White fan, but
It was one of the first movies I fell in love with as a kid. Snow White. Okay, there's one. There's one right there. There's one right there.
I
Zoom
have
in,
no
zoom in.
idea how they look.
Right there. Look at that.
We're
The
spoiling this for
angry
them.
one with the apple. And then the
Is
other
the other one the nice one?
the young one, perhaps, like the one that doesn't look like a witch.
Oh yeah, that
Snow
that
White.
narrows it down.
The Snow White right there.
She's right there.
Where? Oh, there she is.
Oh,
Right.
whoa,
There we
Rupa.
go. That's the queen.
Rupa found him.
What about the next one?
Oh, that's good. I never would have found them.
Circle of
Fauna
Fauna the
Fairy.
Fairy.
Fauna the
I have
Fairy.
no idea who Fauna the Fairy is.
I think Fauna the Fairy is the green.
Isn't it the, isn't it? No, that's.
How about instead of that, we look for Scrooge McDuck?
Who's Scrooge McDuck?
You don't know, like that angry old duck who's Donald's like relative or something?
Oh.
Yeah, and he's like, he swims in pools of coins.
Pools
No?
of-
Isn't he that one?
Yeah. Explain the real Grimm Brothers ending of Snow White in 10
I don't
words.
know what the Grimm Brothers ending of Snow White is. I just know that it's really messed up.
I'm pretty sure what ends up happening. Don't quote me on
What
this.
happens with
Is it Cinderella? Like she bites the apple.
Snow White.
Snow White,
Yeah.
sorry. Snow White bites the apple, right? And it gets stuck in her throat and it is poison, so she dies. But then, like when the dwarfs come, they put her in a grave, in a glass grave, and then they carry her. And then while they're carrying her, the apple gets like dislodged, and then she becomes like unpoisoned, or something along those lines.
So doesn't the prince have to like kiss her for her to get out?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
I don't think that's the
Something
case in this one. Should we Google it?
I don't think we should. Just because it's like
Search history.
I just know that there's like some stuff in there that we do not want to show on YouTube.
Oh, come on. How bad could it be?
It's such an outfit.
Grimm Brothers Snow White. Close your eyes, everyone.
Snow White. Okay, yeah.
Snow White.
What is the real story behind Snow White?
What's the real story behind Snow White? Okay, wait. Grimm Brothers Snow White ending. Let's try that. The punishment for the attempted murder of Snow White, the prince orders the queen to wear a pair of red hot iron slippers and to dance in them until she drops dead.
It's not bad.
Wow.
It's not that bad. I mean,
Okay.
Are you sure this is a Disney movie?
Well, it
it's-
became one.
It's Grimm Brothers. Yeah, it's like before Disney.
You can twist
Damn.
anything. Can we get a time check from tech support telling us how long we have to go?
1 second, I have forgotten to do maths.
Well done, Ved.
Math issue.
You know that these are really cool Easter eggs in Pixar films.
I like how that ball is like on every movie.
Yeah. There's another one, which is the Pizza
We
Planet.
have
truck.
all of the Easter eggs in this star. So we have
Pizza Planet.
and then
truck.
A113. Yeah, there's
Yeah, there's
A113.
A113.
This is
and then-
Pixar.
Oh,
And then we have the Pizza Planet truck. It's like also in pretty much every Pixar.
Yeah, which is really incredible, actually. I wonder how long it takes the
Isn't
animators.
The Incredibles like a Disney movie?
Okay, are you guys done with the word search thing?
We
Word-
have not done that
No,
yet.
the word search is ridiculously time consuming.
It is
Yeah.
impossible.
It is impossible.
I cannot find it.
Hang on.
It gets you a lot of points though.
Hang on. How
That's my
hard could it
point.
be?
This is your time to shine and like go to the top of the leaderboard.
When the going gets tough, the tough get going, Atharva.
Yeah,
That's-
me here, sure, sure.
All
All
right.
the words, okay.
Solve the
Af-
word search. Africa, Timon,
I've
Pride.
got no.
I love CC.
I found
Africa's
Task
there.
50. Task 50.
Pride is there.
Task 50.
And I found Pride.
Wait, Task 50.
Yeah.
Oh wait, guys, the one before this.
Oh, the
Yeah,
one-
that one. No.
Oh, task 53. Okay.
Okay.
I found
Pixar.
Pixar. I found Light Years.
I found Jesse. Now Woody, Slinky, and Bebop. Where are those?
Oh, it says Stinky instead of Slinky.
Is that supposed to be right?
Oh,
No, wait, hang on.
Lightyear.
No, there's another Slinky. I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait,
and Jesse's down like
I
at
found
the very
Jesse.
bottom. Yeah.
do we have Bo Peep?
Woody, Slinky, and Bo Peep. Sorry. Woody, Slinky, and Bo Peep.
Wait, can Anna?
Anna, have you seen one?
Only
Yeah,
Jesse.
yeah.
I've only seen Jesse. And Lightyear.
Okay, there has to be a double E somewhere, right?
No,
Oh,
I'm
there's a
using
double E
reverse
here, there's a
psychology.
double E here.
No, there is both.
We have to use statistic analysis.
Yeah, I'm
Let's
making-
move on to the next one.
Yeah, have fun, Atharva.
Yeah, this one's gonna
Yeah, I
take a long
told
time.
you. Oh, come on.
All right, let's do a really difficult.
I'm just gonna ride on your coattails and just like do whatever you guys do.
Oh, pictures as emotions from inside out.
Take 5 pictures of yourself as each of the 5 emotions from inside out. Tech support, would you like to take pictures of Bhavya while he does this task? Or Ruphav, actually, both of you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Now, what does your disgust face look like?
It just looks like me when I see you, Bhavya.
Ooh, thanks.
That's a joke. When I see you, I actually feel joy.
When I see you, I feel sadness. Can you make a sad?
I feel fear.
Can you like make your face go down, like your mouth go down?
No, I physically can't.
Right?
How?
I feel like I used to be able to do that.
Okay. Maybe you just have to be like, really sad to do it.
Yeah.
I've seen people make like a really big frown before.
Wow. How about fear? What's your fear face? I was trying to jump scare you there. How about, okay, if neither of you are willing to do this, we'll have to turn to Anna. Anna, do you have any like fear faces?
I think that was pretty hard. I feel like
What?
it's probably the most obvious emotion when you're not feeling it. No, like, I don't know. And in the movie, it's just like she's very
That's a pretty good.
all the time.
I can't do that. Can't do.
I can,
I
but I have
think-
braces, so I don't want to.
Dude, some people just have crazy like emotions
Yeah.
in their face.
Yeah.
It's just-
Yeah.
Mr. Bean has some very good facial expressions.
Yes, Mr. Bean, definitely.
One of the best characters. I
So-
think.
What is your favorite Disney movie?
Snow White and Sun Wolf.
Yeah, of course.
Really?
I just have like there's like a lot of nostalgia when I watch that film. It's like
You?
I don't really know. When it comes to Pixar, I
Tangled.
think probably
have you seen Tangled?
I have.
Oh, I love Tangled. It's one of my
Really?
favorites, definitely.
If we're talking Yeah.
Uh,
just the lighting in like all of the movies. If we're
Yeah,
talking
and the songs.
enjoyable film, if we're talking like most exciting to watch, I'd say Tangled. But if we're just going with like my favorite emotionally, it's probably Snow White.
Mir, what about you?
when it comes to like, I've always liked the first Lion King a lot. Like,
Mm.
just because like I
Is
had
there a
to,
Lion King too?
There's like the
there's the live action
yeah.
one,
Which has
and actually there is a sequel to it, which is called like Simba's
Yeah.
Pride,
yeah.
and yeah, it's weird.
So Hans Zimmer did the score for the first Lion King,
Really?
which is why it's so epic.
Ah,
In the second Lion King, they just had like the most famous people, like John Oliver was Zazu.
oh yeah, in the
Uh,
live action one,
yeah.
but they made a Lion King too, like an
Yeah,
animated
yeah,
one.
Simba's Christian. Yeah, I remember.
Simba's christening.
Oh, shit, that's the no, then the other one. I know what you're talking about. There's
He gets christened after the first movie's over and he's an adult.
Well, my favorite Disney movie is Inside Out. 'cause-
Oh, I love
Oh, that
Inside
is a
Out.
Nice
But
movie.
does it
Disney
count as a
movie.
Disney movie or like are we
It's like
counting Pixar movies
Pixar.
separately?
Pixar and Disney is almost.
Pixar is
parallel.
owned
mean-
by Disney, but we have a separate thing for
yeah,
Pixar,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Pixar's kind of separate.
So wait, does Cars come under?
No, it's also Pixar.
Cars is Pixar, but
Toy-
Planes is Disney,
Yeah,
which is
really-
bizarre. Planes was bad.
Really, I enjoyed it.
Which one?
I like the first one, which was like the race, and then the second one, which is about fire, was like weird.
Oh,
Cause like the main character turns from like a racing plane into like a fireman.
I just always
But
liked-
okay, our tech support is telling us that it is time up.
Oh,
Is that right?
Oh wait, we forgot to ask Anna. What's your favorite Disney movie?
Yeah.
I actually love Disney movies. I went to Disneyland in January and I was very happy to be there. But I think my favorite is Encanto. I love Encanto. I watch it like every
Oh,
couple
I've
years.
not watched it yet, but I really want to.
Even I want to.
Yeah, I really like Encanto.
Heard a lot
I
about
don't know,
it.
is that the
that's
one?
probably one of my favorites. And I don't know if it counts, but Coco, like the one that's
Okay,
Oh,
go for
oh,
it.
I
Yeah,
love
the
Coco,
tower,
yeah,
yeah.
I've seen that one.
yeah.
Are we done with the scavenger hunt then?
Yeah.
I think we are. So thank you if you've participated in the channels. I'm sure our tech support will tell us about the best scavenging. Thank you for that. But now I think it is time to move on to our second tall talk. Is that right?
Second dog talk. Okay.
Okay.
I know I'm asking you, you guys would not know, but okay,
Let me open the right dog
the
talk.
correct tall
This
talks
guy.
instead of like the bad raw files.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah. Let's go this.
Give us some time. But yes, we have opened the correct tall talks. And now,
As you start opening it, I'm gonna whip my charger really quickly. I'll be
yes,
right.
okay.
Well, no, I'll wait. I see that it's on now, so I'll wait.
Now there's a bit of awkward silence. Let's fill that gap.
What is this dog talk about?
We'll find out.
Tech support going to come in for a little bit.
Oh, tech support.
Yeah.
Hide yourself. No tech support.
Yeah, sorry for the.
Okay, now that he's gone, we can get back to the
Tall
actual
talk.
episode.
Let's- yeah.
All right, should we play the tall talk?
The queue.
What?
Good time there.
What?
Yeah, on that.
That is not a cue.
That's the queue.
Okay. Without further ado, here is the second tall talk.
The Pixar theory is an arrangement of all the Pixar movies according to time period, so that they appear to be in a chronological order. This arrangement starts with The Good Dinosaur, 65 million years ago, and ends with WALL-E, an indeterminate amount of time in the future. Incidentally, the Pixar theory also arranges the movies so that they appear to be mirroring human evolution, starting with prehistoric times and then to gradually more contemporary and futuristic settings. Human evolution, of course, is another ballgame altogether. Debates around human evolution have occurred for decades, and they all center around one main question: whether the path of evolution we are following is the natural path of evolution. The strongest argument supporting a natural path of evolution is simply that everything is natural. In The Good Dinosaur and Monsters Incorporated, Arlo and Mike respectively are different from the other dinosaurs and monsters around them. However, even though they are different, they are still dinosaurs and monsters. Similarly, while we may possess a greater cognitive capacity than, say, chimpanzees and gorillas, we are still part of that same biological family. There's another equally compelling argument for our path of evolution to be natural, and that is that nature gave us all the tools we needed to industrialize. Without opposable thumbs or larger brains than other animals, we would probably be hunting all day too. By that regard, saying that our path of evolution isn't natural is like saying that it's not your fault if a toddler injures himself after you give it a knife. However, in comparatively recent human history, after the Industrial Revolution, it can be argued that humans have broken the cycle of evolution and deviated away from our intended path. Although there has been little to no noticeable change in the human genome in the last few hundred years, we have industrialized to an extent which almost defies nature. Carl Fredrickson in Up shouldn't be able to fly, but he can. Humanity has also defied the very boundaries of what should be naturally possible. Organ transplants and other modern medical procedures have allowed us to increase our life expectancy to a significant degree, more than what should be biologically feasible. The primary goal of most species is to reproduce. However, many humans are actively rejecting the idea of reproduction, preferring to get a vasectomy or getting their tubes tied. Another primary goal of most species, food, has become easy to obtain in rich societies, to the point where humans make food for fun and have critics come and taste it, like Anton Ego in Ratatouille. Advancements in cloning and lab-grown meat mean we may never need to actively seek out food again. Think about our leisure time. We are the only species who actively creates entertainment for ourselves and others. In The Lion King, Zazu tells Scar not to play with his food. It's not exactly what I'm talking about here, but it's pretty close. The difference is that our leisure and entertainment activities have no ramifications on our survival. However, that mouse which Scar is eyeing might just end up in his stomach. Although we share similar DNA to most primates, there's clearly something which has set us apart. Whatever you choose to believe about the roots of human evolution, it's obvious that the pace we've set is not going to slow down anytime soon. Where this pace comes from, though, and where it will go, are entirely up for debate.
All right, so that is the tall talk. And the central sort of debate, which we're hinging this on, is human evolution natural? What do you think, Rupav? What do you think, Bhavya?
I think you should go first. Right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that humans have kind of diverted from the path of natural evolution. And I think that's pretty evident in how, our actions, the way they're impacting the planet, the way that we live our lives. It's not really comparable to the way that any other creature, species, live their lives. We have worked on basically synthesizing new materials. We've worked on constructing cities with concrete and metal materials that basically no other organism even knows about. And I don't know exactly when this kind of shift from our natural path of evolution to this kind of branch took place. I think it was definitely long before the Industrial Revolution, but it definitely happened as soon as humankind developed technology for the first time. And ever since, we've just kind of been going down that way.
What do you think, Rupav?
So now I do not believe that the way we are evolving or building our cities and etc. is unnatural, because the needs and necessities of human society back in the 1900s were way different compared to what we need to survive on a day-to-day basis. For example, we used to use mud bricks to construct houses before. Now we need multi-layered housing. So we have to use concrete bricks. And since concrete is not something that's naturally found, we use natural resources and we build concrete on our own, right? So the processing part of it is the only unnatural thing. Otherwise, I believe what we're doing is completely natural. That's
Yeah.
my view.
It's a fair point, Rupav, but I can't get over the fact that you said in the 1900s people used mud for houses. Because they did not. They were well into bricks and concrete at that time.
That was
Um,
my mistake.
Yeah. Anna, do you have any thoughts on the debate?
Yeah, I think this is a really interesting debate and discussion because I don't think it's a topic we usually think about. No, it's not something we go on and think about every day. So I think it's really interesting that you bring it up. I think something that really plays a big role here is how our cognitive capacities and how our intelligence and everything has advanced, and how this has been like reflected in our evolution, right? We become our priorities have shifted, our necessities have shifted, and I think this in the long run is and will be affecting how we continue evolving, because as the video said, or the human transplants that you were talking about and everything, and now there's a lot of research going towards how can we stop aging, for example. So now if you have even longer generations, you're slowing down the evolution process, right? Because the animals that have like a shorter life cycle evolve faster. So I think we do, I would say that we're such a big population, and over so many years we've changed our lifestyle so much that maybe we have changed a bit about how we would have evolved in other conditions, However, at the same time, it's but evolution is this huge thing that happens naturally and everything. So I'm not sure, I'm not sure if it would be big enough to really have a difference there. So I think it's a really interesting debate. My opinion would go towards there, but I think it's definitely something that I would like to read more into, because I think it's something that has a lot of considerations, right?
Yeah, and I think you brought up the main argument against or for human evolution being natural, which is that isn't everything natural in a sense? When you look at your hand, you have opposable thumbs. When you look in the mirror, you can see that our brain sizes are significantly larger than other animals. And the reason we have this is because of evolution. It's because of nature. So is it fair to say that us using our hands and our brains to create tools, to create settlements, to create farms, to create transport, things like that, does that not all fall under natural, Bhavya?
Yeah, I can see that part of the argument that, it's a very it is what it is kind of thing. The fact that we are natural because we are, this way is, I guess.
I guess it's like a circular argument in that you're saying
Yeah.
we're natural because we're natural.
Yeah, we
Right.
are natural because is what it is, right? One of the things that we we're talking about before the episode was the fact that even though we do all these things that seem to be unnatural, we are still kind of constricted to the universe. We're still following all of its laws, all the laws of physics. We can still succumb to death, and we still have to give birth to, keep our species alive. And the very kind of those core ideas of humanity are still, they still remain natural, I suppose.
Yeah, but you were saying you didn't know.
Yeah.
You were saying you
I-
didn't know when the point was when we
Yeah.
shifted from natural to unnatural. What do you guys think, Anna or Ruphav or Bhavya, if you have any ideas? Because I have a thought in my mind, and my thought is that maybe once we finally break the circle of life, maybe once we discover immortality or something like that, could we say that that's the point when suddenly we're no longer obeying the rules of life? What do you guys think?
This is so philosophical.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like there are so many considerations here, and it's such an interesting discussion. But that's a really good point. Like I think we will always be ruled by certain rules of life because just like the physical constraints, of where
Yeah.
we live and everything. But I think things will definitely be changing, like how we were talking about scientists trying to get rid get rid of aging, and it really puts into consideration, it's something natural, you grow, you age, you die. If we're like putting science and research into this and we're changing it, how much are we like really going against these laws of life? And
Yeah.
I don't know, I think it's really interesting. And I think it really goes hand in hand, like the evolution of our bodies, the evolution of humanity, as well as the evolution of the individual mind. In this book that I was talking about, it says something really interesting that with our species specifically, we have the capacity to learn intergenerationally, right? So it's not like every time someone is born, they have to learn how to create fire and how, like we're learning generation to generation. So I think that really also plays a part on how the course of history and how our evolution has happened. But whether to consider if that's natural or unnatural is, I think, a really complex and very interesting debate.
Yeah. Before we were talking about this talk, Bhavya mentioned something very interesting, which was that we as humans, we're working with materials which are essentially, just unknown to any other species on Earth. And we can synthesize new materials which don't exist in the wild. Ruphav, I was wondering if you had any thoughts on that.
Well, I don't think that can exactly be viewed as unnatural, to be honest.
Really?
We are developing things that are necessary for human survival.
Well,
Or
just
rather-
because it's necessary doesn't mean it's not unnatural.
Well, it kind of fits into our circle of life, to be honest. I mean, why do we build concrete? Because we want to build multi-layered housing.
Because we need shelter.
We
Yeah.
need shelter. There are, as we were talking before the first talk, climate change. Climate change is affecting, there were floods in many areas. In Bangalore, it is actually the floods are coming up so high, cars are completely getting submerged while going on roads. So can houses withstand that nowadays?
And I think
They have to, right? That's why we are building multi-layered housing. We're using concrete, we're using metal rods in the pillars to support them properly. So it is natural because it fits into our way of living. So since us humans, we're such a dominating species, anything that we decide to do, and once we start doing it and it's been properly implemented, it sort of becomes natural to us.
Yeah.
So
That is
that's
true.
why I consider it to be natural.
Abhi, do you remember the names of the 4 things that like humans need to survive?
Maslow's pyramid.
Maslow's pyramid.
Yeah.
Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Okay,
Yeah.
Maslow's. Yeah, so we brought this up in the T-Rex doll talk.
Yeah.
The Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And you brought up the fact that like we're only building those houses in those cities because we need like shelter. So I suppose like the most fundamental human needs still remain constant.
Is that enough to keep us
Yeah,
being, I mean, is that
Yeah.
enough to keep us
natural.
natural? But then at the same time, you look at some of the other needs, which were what? There are things like
Shelter, food. What was it?
Shelter, food,
Water.
water, and I think
Netflix.
something like that. But I mean, you can look at some of the goals of the human species, you know. Most animals, they have to hunt for their food, they have to find it. We can just like buy it. We just go out and there's an abundance of food everywhere. And there are these memes about how, you know, people say that people from the 17th century, if they came to the modern world, they'd be shocked by like cars and stuff. But they'd actually be most shocked by the fact that we have spices on we have every single spice
That
in the
is-
supermarket.
That's crazy. I hadn't thought about that. That's
Yeah,
right.
So when you look at things, when you look at it with that perspective, you know, most humans no longer have any need or any desire for like reproduction, you know. That way evolution has essentially stopped with us, right? In that the idea of genes sort of dominating is pretty much I mean, it's not as big as it is for any animals. If you're an animal and you have a dominant gene in you, then which is positive for you, then that gene will be spread out amongst many people, many other and other animals, right? Your offspring. But when it comes to people, everyone's pretty much on an equal footing, no matter what your genes are.
It's not really like survival of the fittest anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
not
not
really.
survival of the
It's just
fittest.
survival of everyone who can like afford basic infrastructure.
Yeah, which makes sense because if it was survival of the fittest, I would not.
But here's the thing, that is survival of the fittest. It's just that what defines fittest has changed. Now, the fit are just people who can like afford healthcare and who can like afford good food.
See,
That is a
want
good
to-
point,
I want to
actually.
add on to that. As you mentioned, the definition of the fittest
Yeah.
has changed.
Yeah.
Definition of natural has also changed over the years. What seemed unnatural before, all of a sudden just makes sense to us now, right?
Mhm.
I suppose so.
We saw no use of mobiles before. We used to have telecom, we used to have telephones like the ones with the earth cables.
And then before that, we had nothing.
Yeah,
But
before
like, okay, here's
wait, Anna, I think Anna
Yeah.
has something to add to it.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think what you touched a really interesting point on how the parameters that determine who lives and what's like the most important thing to pay attention in order to survive are very different for the human race than for the rest of the, well, it varies from species to species, but I think there's a very big difference between the human race. But with the current like economic system and everything that we're living on, you really start thinking like how ethical are the principles by which we are ruling this like survival, you know, like who survives, who has like more priorities. It becomes a question of whether we're looking at it like as a whole, as a community, as humanity, as how we can all survive, or just like, hey, how can I be benefited? How can I survive? How can I be okay? And that's where it becomes a really interesting discussion on whether what we are doing can be more ethical.
Yeah, and I'm gonna ask tech support now, if it's time for us to open up the floodgates and the audience as well take part, and they are saying yes. So Atharva, do you have any thoughts? Oh, and yeah, you don't count. Sorry, you're in the team. You're in the CFR team. You can't participate here.
Ouch.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but Atharva, do you have any thoughts? Any opinions or on what we discussed?
I want to say that hats off to you guys. It's like 7 in the evening. There is two philosophical of a debate. Like,
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, for all the
Yeah.
attendees.
for Anna, it's like it's the morning. So it's kind of impressive that you're able to speak
Philosophy in the
about it.
morning.
Yeah.
Nothing better than starting the day off with some existential dread. and, like,
Exactly. I'm gonna be a whole day like in a trance, you know, like trying to process everything so philosophical that we're talking about. But I
You know-
think it's so interesting, you know, like is that there's so many technological advancements that now are vital in our lives. And if, for example, someone who died not even that long ago, 10 years ago, would come back, they'd be like, what? You can talk to people at any time and across the world through Zoom? What? You know, so weird.
Actually, that's true. Yeah.
I was reading Roald Dahl's like autobiography where he talks about when he went to Africa and like served in the army there. And he was just like describing the whole sequence of sending letters to his mother and then receiving them. It just blows my mind that nowadays we can
letters.
do that in
Yeah,
like
exactly.
less than a second, which is just mad. So yeah,
I think wisdom.
what?
Wisdom.
Is it quiz time? The tech support says yes. Tech support are also like our timekeepers. They keep us on track. Here, above have this.
Thank you.
And
Does something.
no, I don't. I'm sorry. Okay. With that, we will move on to the final thing in today's
Final game for today.
a final game. That's a better way of phrasing it, actually, Robuff. The final game in today's game show, which is the quiz. We will be sending you the links. Okay, tech support has already sent it. Tech support will also tell us.
Can we take the quiz?
No, we can't take it. We made it.
Can I take the quiz? I
Yeah,
think
we didn't
we
make
didn't
it.
make
I
it.
want to
Both of us.
actually attempt this.
Hannah can join in, you guys can join.
Okay.
All right, let's
Okay.
join in.
They can join as well.
So the,
Lovely.
Yeah, the
Shall I-
quiz link is
shall
in
I
the
screen?
chat, guys. please.
Let them share.
Okay, you guys share the leaderboard, okay?
We'll
We
just
need to
call them,
commentate
like,
on that.
CFR guest, maybe. I'm gonna
But
keep
then
it.
there's also me. I'm not a guest.
You're not playing.
I'm better
Can
than.
I also join?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Anna, you can join.
Ooh, supersonic. Is it, they added some new power-ups. What do you think of these power-ups?
I don't
They're
like
good?
there's the fact that you get like 3 power-ups every single.
Every time you start is so annoying. Like it's so disadvantageous.
I like
You don't get a good power.
Jim, but I like the new power-ups.
Get 1.5 points for 20 seconds. with all of
Okay,
them.
so I'm going to start the quiz now.
Okay.
He's
Yeah,
gonna
sure.
start the quiz
Wait,
now.
wait, people.
Wait, where's Athar from State Farms? That's his Discord name, okay?
He's stuck in traffic while coming from State Farm.
No.
Okay. Let's
Okay.
begin.
Poor guy. Wait.
Wait. Oh no.
What? Was I not supposed to?
No, I mean like we need to.
Okay. Game faces on, everyone.
Should we begin?
Let's start.
Begin. Ow.
Pro tip, use power-up wisely. Thanks.
I cut myself on the cup. All right, what do we go for here? What's the name of the old man in
Oh,
Up?
you said this, you said this,
Oh,
you said this. No.
This.
You're not supposed to tell us.
Oh, okay.
Is it called?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Go with.
I gave that one to.
Don't say anything, just point.
Okay,
at
just
it.
say 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay,
Okay,
so we
okay.
don't spoil it for them.
No,
Oh, yeah,
they
yeah.
will know.
We'll say 1, 2, 3.
I'll just be facilitating it for you and
point.
tell me if you want to use a power up, okay?
Wait, what? I'm okay. 1.
1?
Yeah.
Rupap, you agree?
Wait, primary goal of most. Oh, then 4.
4?
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to use a power up?
No,
No,
4.
four.
4.
All right. Nice one.
It shuffles.
Okay.
It shuffles, so it's okay. Apocalypse now. Love the quizzes memes. All right, let's use it. Oh, okay.
Okay, that number 2 for sure.
Number 2 for sure.
Number 1.
Number 1.
Because like longer.
Yeah,
This
this
makes
is
sense. Yeah.
None of these ones?
That's it, yeah.
No.
That's it? Okay. And we can't use a power up. Well done,
That's pretty
kids.
simple.
Guests.
Okay.
We are doing
Yes,
well.
thank
We're
you.
in second
Oh.
place.
Increases strategies where we are going to game shit. According to us.
We didn't mention this, but
Okay.
global warming will
Three,
melt the permafrost to release
three.
deadly viruses, okay? You want to use a power up?
Yeah, let's use the 2 times.
All right. Nice one. We're in third place, everyone.
I think we can beat it. Oh, a third one is beating us.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
According to Pixar theory, which movie
One,
is that
one,
movie?
one.
Okay, 1. Should
Let's
we
use it
should we use supersonic?
Yeah. Okay.
All
This
right.
is scary.
Now you
So,
you guys just have to
Okay.
scream out the answer, okay?
Last one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, nice. We're in first place.
Yes, we're doing so well. Okay. What? Oh, 1.
One?
You mentioned this in the talk.
Yes, I did. I'm glad you paid attention.
Oh, 3. Yes.
These guys are getting very into this. I think
We paid attention.
we need to get the last 2 wrong to give the others a chance,
No.
honestly.
Yes. Okay, that was the 4.
Why did that give us points? That shouldn't have given us points.
It should.
Okay, I'm disqualifying these guys.
And whatever we can, human to hand.
Yes.
First
I
one.
think the first one, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was like.
Are you sure
way-
it's not this?
Now-
No, first one.
This?
No, first one. Click the first.
This?
Yeah.
You're making us
This?
lose the points.
Yeah, because we need to give the others a chance. That's
No,
how
the
this
first one.
works.
Go with it.
Okay, wait, let's wait till the last second and see how few points we can get.
This is just.
3,
I love how the
Two.
last one's like an option.
1. Oh, we got 800 points.
Not bad.
Shambolic.
We're doing really well.
Atharva from State
We
Farm
did
is
so
going-
well.
Is Athar okay? Let's switch back to Zoom so we can watch the leaderboard. Does it feel good seeing you up there?
Did they have to restart? Okay, third from State Farm has just started. Okay, we'll wait for it.
Hang on, why is TA doing this again? Is it just because you didn't win the first time, TA?
I'm surprised we got all the questions right, and
I mean, that's because our
that's
team
why
made the quiz. So.
yeah, but we didn't know the answer.
Well, yeah, but I'm not gonna count us as the
Yeah,
winners.
Yeah, we don't.
Also, because I helped you with one of them,
Yeah,
the
so
first one.
Yeah, I don't think
our success has been.
I would have guessed Flynn Rider. Who is Flynn Rider?
He's the Rapunzel person in Tangled.
Oh.
The guy from Rapunzel.
Can I just say, I like Flynn Rider's hair more than I like Rapunzel's hair. That guy has just got a very nice hairstyle.
Wouldn't Rapunzel's hair be really dirty?
Yeah, it would. wouldn't it?
And yeah.
His hair has like lights.
I'm pretty sure Rapunzel's hair is like magical, so I don't think it matters.
Lice's dream, they called it.
The amount of shampoo required to just.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
God.
it's like 2 bottles per wash.
Imagine drying all that hair off.
How much was it?
Dyeing her hair, yeah.
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it's like
Once we find that,
$100.
once we find that video, we will send it in our Discord server. Do not worry.
74% accuracy. How much was yesterday? Do you guys remember?
60.
It was 68, I think.
Clearly,
Oh, today's show is going much better.
maybe it just means it either means people paid more attention or that the quiz is just easier. But we'll choose to believe the first one
Or today's guests are better than yesterday's guests.
and the host as well.
Both the days.
Oh shit.
Okay, so Atharv is on a streak. He has. what's that,
Oh, I
5?
think he can get second place actually. He just needs one more question.
Yeah, but he can't like.
He needs 2 more questions.
2 more questions.
Actually, 1 more should be enough.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, one more.
He just crossed Anna.
Come on, come on,
Okay.
Atharv, you can beat TA. You can absolutely beat TA.
It's gonna be.
Atharv, you can lose, it's fine.
No, shush, TA. We support Atharva. Atharv.
Atharv, yeah. okay.
Atharv from State
Oh,
Farm.
come on. No,
Yeah,
Did it.
He can't beat us, bro. We're too good.
We're doing good. We're
He
just
gets
too-
first place.
Yeah.
We get third.
Yeah, I think.
Can we put ourselves like instead of TA?
Yeah, we can. Wait, so is everyone done? We good. Alright.
Everyone is
Tech
done.
support has told us everyone's done.
78% accuracy. Oh, you guys paid so much
Isn't
attention.
that the highest rate so far? Oh,
The first was really low, right?
yeah.
Hats
Was it
off,
really hard
everybody. It was also like a really bad quiz, like no offense.
Oh my god, it wasn't a bad quiz.
It was horrible.
Today's quiz was amazing.
Today's quiz was really good. I like.
Okay, we have 10 minutes to spare.
Okay.
Oh, we have 10 minutes extra.
Okay.
Well, Atharva, do you want to unmute yourself and say some tongue twisters? Okay, hang on. No, the tech support is telling us we should not do that, and instead we should start ending the episode. So thank you all for joining, especially you, Anna. We know it's really early in Mexico, so thank you so much for taking the time and for
No
potentially.
problem. On the contrary, thank you for inviting me. I really learned a lot from this session. I thought it
We
was
hope
really,
you
really
enjoyed.
interesting
We
and it's a
hope
great
you-
discussion.
Maybe have some new ideas. But yeah, we hope you enjoyed. Thank you to everybody who participated. So thank you, Atharva. Thank you, Atharv. Tell your friends if you
And
enjoyed
thank you
it.
everyone who's on YouTube viewing the stream right now.
I'm not sure if anyone is there, but if they are, thank
Thank
you.
you.
It has been great fun today, hasn't it?
Yep, yep.
Thank you to tech support for doing something.
Yeah. Alright
It's a
then.
nice change of routine. And
I
yeah,
think so.
do
Yeah,
we
I
say
think
bye?
Yes, alright then, thank you guys
All
for
right,
joining.
thanks, guys.
We will see you next.
Oh yeah, hang on.
Next week.
We'll see you next week on the one with Marvel. I have a feeling this is one which you guys will enjoy because everyone loves superheroes except supervillains.
24th, the next Friday.
Yes.
Next Friday.
from 5:30 p.m. IST.
Yes, that is the one thing you memorized to a T, 5:30 p.m. IST.
All right then.
All right then,
Thank you, guys.
see you guys. Bye.
Bye.